Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the first ever NFL daughter versus daddy, daddy versus daughter, NFL pick'em for Week 18.
18!
Yes, there's never been a Week 18 in the
Why?
NFL. This is the first time ever that they made an extra game, an extra week. So we have another week of picks. But you want to find out who won for last week? Week 17. Little Chief, 6-10. Big Chief, 8-8. The crowd is cheering. I win the trophy for week 17. However, 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 I have a surprise for you. I will go and add up all the wins for you and all the wins for me. And at the end of the Super Bowl will be our grand champion for the whole entire year.
And gets to keep the trophy.
And gets to keep the trophy in their room.
Which means if you win, it stays here. And if I win, it goes in my room.
Yes, if you win, I will put this on your shelf at the end of the year. From now on, the trophy gets passed back and forth throughout the week. But after the last game of the year, scoot you up a little bit, the person gets to be the grand daddy versus daughter NFL Pick'em champion. Deal?
Yes.
Shake? Pound? All right. So, with that being said, are you ready to get to NFL Week 18 picks? Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. All right. First pick. Ready? Who do we got?
The Chiefs versus the Broncos again.
Oh, right. The Chiefs are favored by 10. Had a big.
This happened before.
Yes, it did. It happens 2 times a year.
Two?
2 times a year. They played at Kansas City. Now they're going to be playing in Denver. Right? Guess what? You want to know something? The Chiefs need to win this game.
Why?
They had a hard because they're trying to get home field advantage. They're trying to get that extra bye week. They need some help because they lost last week on a questionable call. So I'll take the Chiefs plus 10, minus 10. Give me the points. I'll take the Chiefs. How about you?
Chiefy. Sorry, Grandma.
That's all right. All right. Ready for the next game? Here we go.
Cowboys versus the Eagles.
All right. She's going the Birds, taking the Eagles. I want the Cowboys. I take the Cowboys minus 7. They need to win. They need to win this game. So does Philadelphia. It's in Philly, but I'm gonna go Cowboys. Don't let me down, Cowboys. I'll take the Cowboys. What do we got next?
The Bengals versus the Browns.
All right, the Bengals stunned the Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs, winning the North. The Browns were eliminated from the playoffs last night on Monday Night Football.
Why were they eliminated?
Because they didn't have enough wins. You only get 7 teams in the playoffs this year. So the Bengals are out. The Browns are out. The Bengals are in. The Browns are favored by 3. I'm going to take the Bengals. I think the Bengals win. How about you? Bengals it is. All right. Next game.
The Packers versus the Lions.
All right. The Packers are favored by 2 points. Aaron Rodgers wants to play this game. The quarterback. The quarterback for the. Let me tell you why. Because he wants to win the most valuable player. So he'll play maybe a half, and they'll go up big. So I'm taking the Packers. She's going upset and taking the Lions. All right. Really crazy. All right. Next game we got here.
The Bears versus the Vikings. I want the Bears for my mama.
All right. This is an interesting game, though. It's the Battle of the Central. I like the Bears look good. Nagy's probably his last game of the season because I think he'll be fired from the Bears coach. But I also think Zimmer is going to be fired from the Vikings coach. It's in Minnesota, 2.5 points. I will take the Vikings. So you say Bears, I say Vikings. So we'll see. Vikings it is. Let's go. Next team. Here we go.
The Giants versus
Hold it up a little bit more so they can see.
the Giants versus the Washington DC.
All right. The Washington's favored.
Washington DC.
Washington is favored by 6.5 points. The Giants are not that good this year again. Very struggling. We'll see. They have a young quarterback. They need a little bit of offensive line help. But in this case, I'm going to take Washington. And also, just to note, I heard today that in February, the Washington next month, which is Washington, is going to have a new name. I don't know what it's going to be. What do you think their new name should be? The Washington what?
The Washington Unicorns.
The Washington Unicorns. All right, let's put that out there. Folks, if you like the Washington Unicorns, give this show a like. Let me know in the comments. The Washington Unicorns is going to be the new name for the Washington football team. The Washington Unicorns. If they come with Washington Unicorns, NFL, call Big Chief Daddy at Facebook. I want some money because we came up with that name, NFL Unicorn. Washington Unicorn.
He did not do it. I did it.
Give it to Little Chief. Little Chief gets some money. But I'm taking the Washington football team, 6.5 points. I'll take them. Who are you taking?
The Washington Unicorns.
The Washington Unicorns. All right.
I'm going to call them that until they get their new name.
Okay. What's the next game?
The Colts versus the Jaguars. I want the...
Chill. She wants the Colts. 15.5 points. It's a lot of points. But it's the Jaguars. So I'm going to take the Colts and the 15. So I think they blow them out. They blow them out on their way to the playoffs. Victory! I'll take the Colts too. All right, next game. What do we have next?
The Ravens versus Steelers.
Hey, look, could this be Ben Roethlisberger's last game ever in the NFL? She wants the Steelers. The Ravens, I don't think they'll have their starting quarterback. They were struggling. They struggled against the Rams and squeaked the game winning there. But I'm going to take the Ravens. I got the Ravens in this. Let's go. Next game.
The Titans versus the Texans.
Okay, well, this is
the Titans.
She's going to go Team Titans. This is personal for me because I really need the Texans to win. However, I don't know if they win if they lose by this much. Titans are favored by 10.5. Depending on Saturday's game between the Chiefs and the Broncos, if the Broncos somehow upset the Chiefs on Saturday, Titans don't have to play their starters. They clinch. But for 10.5, hey, look, crazy things that happened the last week of the NFL. I'm gonna go Texans. I think the Titans win, but they don't win by a lot, by 10, by more than 10. So I will take the Texans to keep it close. All right, what do we got next?
The Falcons versus the Saints. I want the...
So she's taking the Falcons. The Saints are favored by 4.5. It's a good spread. Hey, the Saints, they're up and coming. They're struggling with their no quarterbacks. They won last week against the Panthers.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say the Saints will beat the Falcons. Take the Saints. Take the 4.5. I will take the 4.5. Saints will beat the Falcons. All right, we have next.
The Buffalo Bills versus the Jets. I want the Buffalo Bills.
All right, the Bills are going to play their 16.5-point favorites against the Jets. You almost had the upset of the picks last week because you picked the Jets to beat the Buccaneers. There's only one problem. You never give Tom Brady the ball with 2 minutes or less when you're only down and you're only up 2 points, 3 points or fewer, because he's going to come back and probably beat you. And that's what happened. I was rooting for you. I was really rooting for you to hope to say you would have the pick, the steal, the pick of the season. This year, the Bills need a win. 16.5 points. The Jets played great. But I think the Bills are a better team than the Bucks. So I will take the 16 and go with her and go with the Bills. Next game we have here.
The Rams versus the 49ers. I want the 49ers.
All right, the 49ers need to win this game to keep their interesting hopes in the playoffs. The Rams, well, they also need to win this game because they need to try to clinch the division. Rams in the division. I have the Rams in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs this year. So I'm going to pick the Rams. They're favored by 4. I think the Rams will win. Let's go with the next game. I think you'll like this game. Here we go.
The Miami Dolphins versus the Patriots. I want the Miami Dolphins. This is going to stay on my head.
All right. So she wants the Miami Dolphins. The Patriots are favored by 6.5. Here, the Dolphins are out of the playoffs, unfortunately. They got eliminated. They had a hard-fought game against Tennessee. But they can still play spoiler and prevent the Patriots from going back to winning the AFC East. They beat the Patriots before. Last year, they beat the Patriots. Last year, in the last game of the season. I think they do it again. The Dolphins. I will take the Dolphins again. I will take the Dolphins to beat the Patriots. Okay. What do we got next?
The Cardinals versus the Seahawks.
Okay, so here's the Cardinals.
I want the Seahawks.
She's going Seahawks. This is the battle of the birds.
I could not press the button because then he would think which one is.
What's the battle? This is the battle of the birds.
I couldn't even push the button
because they're both birds, right? Well, guess what? I think that the Cardinals will win this game. That's why I think the Rams really need to win that game. So the Cardinals are up 6.5. I will take the 6.5. And they will beat the Seahawks at home to help them get into the playoffs. Next.
The Panthers versus the Bucks. I want the Panthers.
So she's going upset with the Panthers. The Bucks do not. Bucks don't look great. They were going great. I don't know if they'll get to the Super Bowl. But they're favored by 8 points. I'm going to take the Bucks to win by 10 because the Panthers are just that bad. But the Bucks, no missing two of their wide receivers. In fact, Violet, one of their wide receivers got so mad in his last game, he took off his uniform, threw his stuff in the crowd, did some jumping jacks, and waved by, and now he's no longer playing. Pretty crazy, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, the last game for Week 18 of the NFL season. What is which?
The Chargers versus the Raiders. I want Chargers.
I'm going Chargers.
Yay!
Chargers will take the Chargers. I'll take the 3 points. Chargers go into Vegas. They beat the Raiders, keeping Herbert chances of, hey, you never know, they might squeak in the playoffs. If the playoffs ended right now, the Chiefs would play the Chargers.
And I would pick the Chiefs.
And that would be your cousin, Nate, versus your daddy.
What?
That's crazy, right? So, I want to thank everybody for watching this season. We're not done yet.
No, we're not.
We're going to have the NFL wild card playoff picks, NFL divisional playoff picks, NFL conference picks, an NFL Super Bowl pick, 4 more weeks of picks. We'll see how many. And then don't forget, after that, we'll have the grand champion. Who will win? The grand champion of the team, of who is going to have this trophy for a whole year. Comment below, let us know. Big Chief or Little Chief, who gets to gloat the whole entire year?
Guys, pick me.
Pick her, she says. I say pick me.
No, pick me, pick me.
Well, thanks for watching. Appreciate everybody watching this season. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook at Sports Daddy TV. You can also follow us on Twitch. Just search at Sports Daddy TV on Twitch. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.